guys, welcome back to another episode of Trainz Railroad Simulator, Trainz with a Z. And today we're going to be taking a look at some awesome content for a country that never ever gets any recognition whatsoever in the railroading community. We're going to be looking at some Mexican narrow gauge. Now, some of you may have seen I tried to do a video on this stuff earlier. For some reason my mic decided to take a crap halfway through the video. I did not realize that until I posted the videos up and somebody pointed it out. All you can hear is static. So I just decided to reshoot the video. And rather than having two separate videos, one of them really wasn't very long, so I'm just combining all the Mexican content into one. So yeah, here we are. I don't know the user that made these models. I just know where to get them. A buddy pointed out where they were from. A buddy pointed out that they were a thing. So yeah, I decided to take a look at them because Mexico never ever sees anything ever in modeling, whether it be model trains, model building, virtual model railroading, as we got in Trainz Sim Classic, anything like that. Nothing ever shows up. So it's pretty cool to finally get to see some proper Mexican prototypes. Now I'm sure somebody's going to spout off something about, oh, well, they make Ferromex diesels and NDM diesels and whatnot. Like, oh wow, EMDs that can be reskinned 50,000 times. They're not unique to Mexico. There's nothing about them unique to Mexico. As opposed to these locomotives. Now, I will say there was a while back where I got to look at it. I believe it was a G12, a GMD G12 that Diesel Workshop had done. And I'm pretty sure that's the only other Mexican locomotive that I have ever gotten to take a look at, and even then, that's not really a Mexican-specific locomotive. It was an American locomotive that was an export model, meant to be sent to other countries, so not really unique to Mexico. These locomotives, however, are. So there are two locomotives here. I have one in the back there. We'll move our way down there in a second, and then we have these up here in the front. What we're looking up front is the G-030. These are Baldwin built in the late 1920s, I believe. 3-foot narrow gauge for the Mexican railways. And that's all I really know about them. I could not really find a breakdown of history about these locomotives. It's kind of frustrating and sad, but such is life. So let's get up close to them and take a peek at them. Now, what is modeled? These are not dynamically numbered. All these locomotives are individually numbered, and I believe all the numbers are preserved for the 030 models. I believe these are all preserved numbers. 279 here is in its as preserved livery, while the other locomotives are in their service liveries. So it's pretty cool. There are survivors out there to take a look at, to compare. But as I said, history-wise, there's really not a lot of information. So up close, the modeling's quite nice. The modeling looks really, really good. I like it. I'm not a big fan of the texturing. I think the texturing could definitely use some work, and these models do not have a cab. And don't like the knuckle couplers at all. Those are awful. But the overall modeling is awesome. Lots of 3D rivets, 3D bolts. Everybody knows I love those. Yeah, just overall really neat locomotives. Don't like the fire. It's like the firebox didn't get textured at all. It's Yeah, not really sold on the texturing, but I love the modeling. And then we have the in-service design here, which is just a different paint scheme. And what is cool is most of these locomotives will have a different whistle on them, and the different whistle is modeled. Which is pretty cool. I do like that. I will address the whistling sound in a second. I know some people are probably wondering what in the heck. Now included in this pack is a handful of different tender variations. What the variations are, I'm not dead certain other than the paint scheme. But what I do think is really cool is in this pack, the developer opted to give us some blank models like this, which are awesome for reskinning. Dress it up in Rio Grande colors or something. Oh goodness. And then we also have two fictional locomotives included in this pack, which is built off of the 030s, which is a little tank locomotive. It essentially adds a trailing truck and puts a water tank over the boiler with a little oil bunker on the back. Pretty darn cool model. I think they're pretty cool. I like them. And now we get to the whistlers. These are the 023, I believe. Yeah. So these are G-023s. These were built by Lima, I believe. These are not dynamically numbered, and if I'm not mistaken, they were built in the late 1890s. A little bit smaller of a locomotive compared to the 030s that we looked at. A little bit older. Oh goodness. And these were built for the FCI. I'm not going to pronounce the Mexican language because I suck at it, but FCI, you can look it up. For this pack, you'll get a handful of different variations of the 67 in and of itself, as well as blank models for reskinning. And you'll get this really cool fictional one in Denver and Rio Grande Western build, which has a different headlight moved up to the top. The bell placement's different. It's got a Rio Grande whistle on it, Rio Grande lettering. But really neat models. Once again, no cabs on these. I actually think the texturing looks better on these than the 030s. I kind of like it better. So let's go through the sounds. Goodness me. But yes, these are the locomotives that are whistling. I don't know why. I hate it. It drives me nuts. But they have this weird whistling sound to them that one of the sound files is creating. So starting with the blank. Love the headlight. Bell sound I like. The whistle, it's kind of quiet, but it's not bad. 279 here. It's got a fun whistle. Sounds pretty good. For these locomotives, the whistles do change, and the whistle model changes for whatever whistle is applied to that locomotive. We got one of the 023s, a Rio Grande model. Ooh, a lot of background noise on the bell. Whistle's not bad. Unfortunately, the valve gear is neither modeled nor animated, but it does look pretty good. and it runs pretty good, and it sounds pretty good. Physics on these are non-existent. Bell sounds pretty good. Whistle sounds pretty good. Yeah, the tanker's here. That's got a little bit of a pop to it. Oh, I forgot about this part. So with the G-030s, I don't know why it does this. This is an issue I had with some of the older Trainz Forge models, but for some reason, if you start off in these, the wheel speed is laughably faster than what you're actually doing. To fix that, come over here and change your movement mode, your operation mode. Now it's fixed. The Indian model, pretty much the same. Whistle's alright. It's got a lot of background feed. I like the bell. I believe that is it. See, it completely resets the wheels whenever you change your operating mode. Movement is quite nice. Nice and smooth. Again, physics are non-existent on these models as well. I love the whistle. It's a lot better on this one. And I really like the headlights. Not half bad. Not half bad at all. It is nice that they have different chuff sounds. I do like that I do like the different chuff sounds. They're pretty good. It's just that whistling noise. Good lord. We are on the Hummingbird Valley, by the way, as far as the route goes. But yeah, I mean, they're fairly basic locomotives. There's not a whole lot going on with them as far as like things to do, things to change, CAD. There's not really anything of that sort. So there's really not much else for me to look at. Really cool packs. It's plural, 2 packs. So I highly recommend checking them out. I will put the link in the description. They are freeware. You don't have to pay a penny for them. So definitely go check them out. Oh, goodness. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you next time.